All right, you guys, welcome to class. My name is Teacher Chad. This hour we are going to be practicing our speaking as we go through a particular topic. Our topic this hour is regarding immigration. Okay, so we'll talk about reasons for immigrating, why people like it, why people don't like it, what countries people choose, the rights people have. Maybe what type of let's see here, of customs you'll bring to the country that you're moving to, things like that. Okay, so our link that we are looking at is this one here. Okay, I'll place it in the Verblin chat or Google chat box as well. All right, very nice. Let's see who we have in class so far. Hi there, Heidi. How are you? Heidi? Nope, not so much.
Hello.
Hey, how about Anna? Hi, Anna. How are you?
Hi, teacher. I'm fine, thank you. What about you?
Okay. I'm doing great. Thank you. Good to have you here.
Nice to see you too. Thank you.
All right. And Heidi, was your microphone working?
Yeah. Hello.
Oh, okay. Good. Hi. How are you?
Fine, thank you.
Very good. Let's see here. Amparo, welcome to class. How are you?
Hi, teacher. Thank you. I'm doing well. What about you?
All right. Very good. I'm doing great. Thank you. Hi there, Paco. Hi. How are you?
I'm doing well, thank you, Chad.
Good. Excellent. Excellent. Great to have you here. All right. Let's go ahead and get rolling, you guys. Oops. Okay. So we're talking a little bit about immigration. Let me open this up just a bit. Okay. All right. So let's start off with Paco.
Yes?
Okay, Paco. So again, you guys, you want to speak as much as you can. I'll be taking notes from what you say. Okay. I'll probably just be going right on down the line. I might skip through some topics. I have enough questions here, and so we won't necessarily need to reuse or redo questions unless really. Okay. But yeah, you can look ahead. Okay, look at the different questions. Start thinking about your answers, things that you would say. Okay. So Paco, you are up first. Okay, what do you think are the main reasons for immigration?
Uh, I think the lack of opportunities to work in their own country. If they
Okay.
don't, if they find it difficult to get a job in their country,
Okay.
they have to go to another one.
Okay. All right. That could be one of the reasons. Can you think of any others?
Yes, also just for experience.
Okay.
If I were
For
younger and
experience,
I
experiencing a
had
new country.
Sorry?
If in order to experience a new country. Okay.
Yeah, yes, to have an experience of a different life, to learn from a different culture, and I think it would be good for any single person when finishing their studies to go to another country to live for at least 1 year or 2 years. Yeah.
Okay.
But in Spain, they're
Okay.
now doing it not for pleasure, not for an pleasure experience, but
Okay.
for a living.
Okay. Very good. Let's see here. Okay. All right. So let's take a look at your grammar. I'm going to go to the I'm gonna go to the Google chat box, you guys. Okay. We'll be in there. All right. So the first one, hopefully, if it starts going through. The first one that we have here is to learn for a different person. Here we're going to say from, to learn from. Okay, to learn from a different person. You may have thought that you said from, but yeah, it came out more sounding like for a different. Okay, so from a different person. It would be good for anything person. Okay, instead of anything, okay, it would be good for any person.
Yes, yes, any person.
Okay. Any person. The last one there, they are doing it for pleasure experience. Okay. All right. So we don't necessarily say a pleasure experience. We could probably say for a better. Okay, a better experience. Or if you want to use pleasure, it would be for a pleasurable.
Yes, or just for pleasure. They're
Or
not doing
just for pleasure. Yes, but you can't.
Yes. Your voice is
Excuse me, sorry.
Is coming and going.
Is it? And yeah, Amparo said the same thing. So I may have a bad internet connection. It was the same thing from yesterday. So, all right, yeah. If it gets too bad, then let me know. Okay, let me reduce my bandwidth here again. Okay, it could be a pleasant experience might work. So they're doing it for a pleasant experience. That would be okay. Okay, or a more pleasant experience because they're comparing it to their previous life, something like that. That would be okay. Okay. All right. Good. All right. Thank you, Paco. Let's go to Min. Let's see here. Okay, Min, is foreign immigration an issue in your country, region, or city? Okay, why or why not?
Yes. I saw in my country that some foreign people from Western country they come here to work and some of them decide to.
What country are you? What country are you in? You're in Vietnam, is that right?
Yes.
Okay.
The people from Americas, from Japan and China, yeah. But they also they come to Vietnam for working, not because they work for the companies which invested to Vietnam, and they come here to work for their company. And after some more time, and they decided to stay here and got married with Vietnamese, and so they decided to stay in Vietnam. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So is that a pretty typical thing? They find a Vietnamese girl and decide to hang out there in Vietnam?
I don't think it's difficult to find a wife or girlfriend in Vietnam. Yes.
Okay. It's not difficult. All right.
Most of foreigners easy to find the wives in Vietnam than people here. Yeah.
Okay. All right. Very good. Okay. Let's see here. Okay. So a couple of things. First up, you were adding S's to the end of some countries. You were saying things like Americas and Canada or Japan's. Okay, so people that move from Americas or from Japan's or from Canada's. Okay, so when we're talking about the countries, we don't add an S on the end there unless we are giving position to it. Okay, so Japan's people, okay, or Japan's cars are very good. Okay, something like that. So you wouldn't add an S on there. Okay. Next one, you said they come to Vietnam for working. Okay. So the only time that we use the word for plus the ing is when we are talking about the purpose of an object. Okay. So we use that. So what is that for? Oh, it's for writing. Okay. Oh, what is this for? Oh, it's for sitting. Okay, so when we're explaining the purpose of an object, okay, not the purpose of a visit or the purpose of, okay, anything like that. So it's going to be, in this situation, they come to Vietnam to work. Work is how we would say it. Okay, to work for the company which invested in Vietnam. Okay, probably. Okay, so they came. They come to work for the company, okay, which has invested. So I would use, okay, has, so present perfect here.
Yes.
In Vietnam, okay, instead of saying invested, okay.
Yeah.
The next one here, they decided to stay in Vietnam. Now, because we're talking about something that's typical. Okay, because you're saying, yeah, most people, they come here. All right, so once we get into most people, this is going to be the typical area or arena, and so we would say most people stay or decide to stay here. So we're going to use present tense instead of decided. Okay, most people decide to stay here after they find a Vietnamese wife and get married. Okay, so instead of decided. Okay, we're going to say decide to stay because this is typical. Okay. All right, nice job. Thank you. Good. Let's go to Luis. Okay, Luis. Do you feel there should be any controls on immigration? Okay. If so, what controls and how should they be implemented?
Especially in Brazil, we are having a tough time because there's a region, the north in Brazil is very large, the borders. So, but at the same time, it's hard to control because there is a lot of kilometers to cover, and even there are thousands of officers there would not be possible. So maybe the technology could be better used in this matter.
Okay, in order to track the people who are coming across the border.
Yes, the only way they have to get inside of Brazil is through cities. Maybe we should have a better covering in strategic points, and would be better use of technology because would be impossible people manage to watch everybody there. And I don't know how could be done, maybe drones or places where they eat or where they going to find shelter. That's the problem. But actually the government makes the opposite. The government supporting the immigration. So it's a crazy. I think it's a huge problem in Brazil right now.
Okay. All right. Very good. Okay. Let's take a look here. All right. So first one. Okay, so it'll come up in 1 second. The first one you had here, you said is very large. The borders. Okay, so here in this instance, you placed your subject at the very end of the sentence. Okay, because remember our formula when speaking as well as in writing. Okay, you want to have your subject first plus your verb.
Okay.
Okay, your verb plus your direct object. Okay, if you have one. Okay. Okay,
The
and then plus
borders
your
are very
complement.
large.
Okay.
I should
Borders
say the
are very
borders.
large. Exactly.
Okay. Okay.
Okay, the borders are very large. Okay, so whenever you're speaking, make sure that you're doing that. Also, the other thing that people who speak Italian and Portuguese, the things that you guys do is you like to say it is very large, and then the borders. So you use a subject, but you're using a pronoun. But your pronoun is coming before your subject. So you always have to use a subject before you use a pronoun. Okay, that's the rule. So you can't use a pronoun if I don't know what it is. If I say it is blue, and you say, well, what? Oh, the shirt. Okay, so you're waiting until the very end of the sentence to add that in there. And I, as an English speaker, I have no clue what you're talking about until the end of the sentence. So that's why we start off with it. Okay. Okay. Next word there. Pronunciation. Pronounce the E sound again instead of technology. Okay. Technology. Technology.
Technology.
There you go. Add your E sounds. There you go. Good. Next one. Maybe we should have a better coverage of people. Okay. Instead of coverage, the word that you want is coverage.
Coverage. Okay.
Coverage of, and probably not of people. It would probably be coverage of the border.
That's
okay,
right.
coverage of the border, maybe with drones or something like that. Yeah, our noun is not covery, but it is coverage. Okay. And the last one here, the government does the opposite. Okay, instead of makes, does. The government does the opposite.
Does. Okay.
Okay. We'll see. Okay. Very good. Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you, Chad.
All right, Heidi. No problem. Let's see here. Okay. Let's see. Heidi, have you ever had like major immigration into Japan? Does that happen quite frequently, or not? If not, then we can move to a different question.
No, immigrating into Japan is very difficult. I have a friend.
Okay.
I have friends. Many friends in the Philippines. Most of them want to come to Japan for work, but they say that it's very difficult. Then about 5 years ago, in Japan, the population is getting older. So the government decided to accept only a nurse to immigrate in Japan, to work in Japan.
Only what? Only nurses?
Nurses, yes. Because Japanese people, recently Japanese people don't want to be nurse. It's a very tough job.
Okay.
So 5 years ago, many certificated nurses came to Japan from Malaysia or Philippines or Indonesia or some countries. They were allowed to stay in Japan to learn Japanese and working in the hospital and studying how to take care of the patient at the Japanese style. Then after 3 years, they needed to pass exam. Japanese nurse, I'm not sure what nurse test like that. But it's
it's a nursing exam.
Nursing exam. It's written in Japanese. Japanese language is very difficult. We use 3 letters, 3 kind of letters. They only 20% pass the exam. Other people needed to go back to their own countries. Then after that, each country government complained about that.
Okay. Like, hey, if you can't learn the language, get out of here. Okay. All right. Good. Good. All right. Nice job. Nice job. All right. Let's see here. Okay. All right. So, first up, it'll appear in once. You said, but always they say it is very difficult. Okay. Now, with always, we want to make sure that we stick that after our subject. Okay. But they always say. Okay. But they always say it is very difficult. Okay. Like so, but they always say. Okay. They decided to not expect. You did say accept. Sorry, I typed that in wrong. They decided to accept only nurses into the country. Okay. I would probably say they decided. Okay, they decided to only accept nurses. Nurses in. Yeah, I would probably change the position of only there. Okay, and say they decided to only accept nurses. Okay, instead of they decided to accept only nurses, I would take only. Okay, and place that in between those two verbs. Okay, so saying to only accept nurses. Okay.
Yeah.
Next one here, many certificated nurses. So it's good. Instead of certificated, this is going to be certified.
Certified.
Okay. Certified. Okay. Then you said it written in Japanese. Okay. So we need a verb in there in between it and written. Okay. Which verb are we going to use? Hey, you know what verb we need to use there, Heidi?
Pardon?
Do you know which verb we need to use there in between it and written?
I'm sorry, your voice was a little cut, so I couldn't listen.
Okay, yeah, sorry. I think I'm having a bad internet day today, you guys. All right, so this is going to be it is. Okay, it is written in Japanese. Okay. Now, you may have thought that you said it, and I debated whether or not I was going to write it down because the S sometimes gets lost in your words. Okay. But yeah, just remember. Okay. That S needs to sort of jump out. If not, then all I hear is it written. Okay. So it's written in Japanese. Okay. Last one here. Only 20% passed the exam. Okay, here we want to say passed with the T sound there. Okay, so use past tense. Only 20% passed the exam. Okay?
Okay.
All right, very good. Thank you. All right, let's go to, let's see here. Asma? Hi, Asma, how are you?
Hello, teacher. Yeah, I'm good. Thank you.
Okay, very good. All right, so let's take care of these last two questions here. Okay, so Asma, what country are you from?
I'm from Tunisia.
Oh, so this is the same Asma. You changed your picture.
Yes.
Yeah, I told you if you change your picture, I don't know who you are. Okay, no so it's the same Asma. Yeah. There we go. Now I recognize your voice. Now I recognize it. Okay. Yeah. So you guys, this is just goes to show you. I've been with Asma for what? Asma, like a year now, something like that. If you change your picture, I completely forget who you are. Okay. So yes,
no problem.
Important to keep the same picture. Okay. So Asma. Do you know any immigrants? Where do they? Okay, what are they like? Sorry, and what kind of jobs do they do?
Okay. In general, I know many immigrants who travel to France, to Europe in general, and especially from the Maghreb countries, people choose or want to travel to France and Italy and Canada. And we have two types of immigrants, or two flow of immigrants. We have the brain drain, and other immigrants who are not qualified, means they can do they can work in constructions, in and they are not well educated. Yeah, I don't know.
Okay. Very.
I can't hear you, teacher.
Hey guys. Yeah, I was just waiting for that to happen. Just waiting. Okay. So, very, very good job with your sentences, Asma. There was one part in there when you were talking about the two different types of immigrants. The first one I didn't understand. It sounded like you said brain drain.
Yeah. Mhm.
Yeah. Okay. So, so this is what I'm hearing. Brain drain, like you're draining someone's brain. Okay, that means taking out liquid in someone's brain. So, what does that? What were you trying to say?
I think that this word means that means represent immigrant well educated who decide to leave their countries and go abroad to work in high level professions, because
Okay.
yeah, because the market means the job market is not available for them in their own countries. So that's why
Okay.
they take the decision to especially in the Arab countries, you know, they decide to
Okay.
to go abroad.
Interesting. So Amparo, have you heard that phrase before then?
Yes, yes. It's brain drain. It's the same in
Seriously?
Spanish. Yeah.
This is the first time I've ever in my whole entire life heard that, because for me it sounds like you're taking liquid out of someone's brain. And I'm going, brain drain? Are you sure? So yeah, okay, all right. So if so you have now been verified, Asma. Someone else has heard that phrase, because I was going to say I've never heard that phrase. I'd probably use something else, but it sounds like it's common among immigrants, or the type of immigration. Very, very interesting. I got taught something new today. This is great. Okay, cool, cool. All right, so Asma, the construction of your sentences was really good. You did quite well as you were speaking and answering the question. I did catch two parts. One in the very first the first section, and then when I asked you a follow-up question, I caught one there. Okay, but overall, you did very, very well. So number one, we cannot work in constructions. Okay, when you're talking about a field of work, we leave it singular, construction. Okay, or they work in education, or they work in science or math or something like that. So we cannot pluralize it. Okay. The last one here that I heard you say was go to work in high-level professions. Okay. Oh, let's see here. No, you know what? That's right. Yeah, I may have added the S Yeah, okay. So I think I may have added the S. I can't remember. If there's no S on professions, then we need to say in a high-level profession. Okay. If there is an S on the end, then this is correct. Go to work in high-level professions. I may have added the S on there. I can't remember. Okay, but I wrote it down because we were missing the A. But I thought we were. So overall, you did very well. Okay, very well. Nice job, Asma. Thank you. Okay, very good. Let's go to Anna.
Yes.
Okay. All right, Anna. When an immigrant arrives in a new country, should they have the same access to health care and other rights as an existing citizen? Why or why not?
Yes, but in my opinion, they should have the same access when they have come into the country illegal way with a work contract.
Okay,
however, if a person can come into the country in illegal way and they don't work, in my opinion, they shouldn't have the same rights.
Okay. Okay.
Because all citizens in a country should pay his company health care cost too much money to receive service in a hospital or in simply consulting in a doctor.
Okay. 1 second here.
No, that's all.
Okay, good. All right, very good. No, I was just typing really quick here. Okay, so at the very beginning, I was a little confused. I was trying to follow your answer that you were giving, but then I caught on. Okay, so first up here, okay, we have you said if a person come. Okay, so you didn't say come. You want to say came. Okay, or actually, here we're probably going to say come.
Yes. Came. Yes, yes. Came. Oh, I can hear you, teacher. Teacher, are you there?
No, he dropped.
Yes, I think. Lost connection again.